Okay, so I called the Warn Winch company in Oregon and trying to figure out what's going on with my winch. So what they told me is that basically is this clip, because this the cable is separated from this right here during my last weekend snow trip. What happened is that I guess my cable originally on the wheel was not wrapped tight enough. So when this thing broke off, the cable spun out and the wheel was spinning inside. So that's why the winch didn't work. So basically what they told me to do is go buy a new one of these or reuse it and solder the cable back together and reattach it and just get a nice good 8 to 10 wraps around the wheel, and we should be good to go. So anyways, that's what I'm gonna do, and so stay tuned and watch the process. All right, so what I need to do here is reattach this little coupler thing back onto the end of this cable here, but as you can see, it's all frayed out. So I'm gonna grind this out, try to get a nice square end, and try to fit it back in this little deal here. All right. Plastic. So this is about the best I'm gonna get this thing to get back to round. It's all kittywampus, and unfortunately the diameter of the cable will not fit in here correctly. So I've been working on grinding down the cable side so that I can get at least most of it in there, and then the goal here is to solder this and this together, and that should give me enough support and attach it back to my winch to get at least 5 to 8 wraps around the wheel of the winch. And that's really what this is for, is to secure the cable to the winch while you get that first 8 to 10 wraps so that it's on there nice and tight. So once the cable's tight, then we should be good to go. Nice. Okay, so that's I'm going to use my little handy dandy solder gun here from courtesy of Harbor Freight, Chicago Electric. Hopefully it's going to work. There we go. Okay, so the soldering did not work. So I went to the Home Depot and bought this solder paste. It's like a weld. So I'm gonna take off the old solder here and shove that coupler back in, squeeze some of this in there and put a heat on it, and hopefully that will bond. Okay, so I just squeezed some silver beading on here. This has got everything all in one little tube. No sense buying a big tube that I'm probably never use. So this little $6 tube, put some flux and solder all mixed together inside there. Push the tube cable and the coupler together, and now I'm gonna put a little heat on it and watch it bubble. Okay, let's take a look here and see if it's set up pretty good. Yep, that's solid. All right, let's put that on the winch and see how it goes. Okay, so now that I've got the cable attached to the wheel, I'm gonna stretch my cable out into my garage. All right, so I got my snatch block on my truck. This will be my anchor. And I'm gonna pull my FJ up this way slowly so I get that rope nice and tight. So I just want to say here that this is a good maintenance. If you've gone off-roading and you've used your winch, oftentimes on a trail you don't have time to get the winch rope or cable back on there nicely and taut. So when you get home, it's always a good idea to unwind it and re-stretch it and then roll it up nicely for next time. So that's what we're doing today. Okay, so now that we've got this far, I've got roughly 20 feet of cable left. So from here, I can just do it by hand. Well, so I guess that's all she wrote.